Welcome finally to inside Jabu Jabu's belly. Probably not, I'm sure, what you were expecting, but anyway, come inside here, and if you haven't switched back to your Deku Shield, now would be a good time. Go ahead and kill these Octoroks by blocking them. And anyway, here's a new enemy right here. They are literally just a bubble, and this game actually proves them even more. They are known as shaboms, which actually is the Japanese word for bubble. Now, it is also interesting that there is an enemy in this game that is called a bubble, but it isn't a bubble. Not quite sure what they were thinking there, but okay. Anyway, once you're done with that, go ahead and shoot this, I don't know, this switch on the ceiling. I'm assuming it says uvula. That would not feel very good. Also, this other shabom was really good at hiding from me, so I had to get out of the way. You can use your sword to attack it, but if you just touch them, you will take damage, but you'll also, you know, kill it as well. And this right here is a Beery. As you can see, it's a jellyfish, but it floats in the air. So you can either use Deku Nuts, or you can use this quick spin attack to kill it. You know, I prefer the quick spin just because, you know, it's a lot faster for me. Alright, so some frame rate issues there. I apologize about that, but go ahead and go into the next room and then continue forward. Alright, well, not very ladylike for a princess, I gotta say, but anyway, once you're done with that, go ahead and fall down the hole here. Not exactly sure what these are supposed to be, but he's a very interesting digestive system. I guess everything is connected, but that wouldn't be a very good idea, biologically. Anyway, you can talk to her, and she's gonna be very stingy and stubborn, of course, but eventually what you're supposed to do, you just have to keep talking to her until she gives you the honor of carrying her. Oh boy, do I feel honored. Anyway, once she's done with that, well, after she's very rude and disrespectful to you, once she's done with that, eventually she will, you know, say, alright, the only way, you know, of getting me out of here is you gotta carry me around. So, yep. Used to the princess, the luxury of royalty. So literally you pick her up and she sits down on top of your head. I guess Link's pretty strong, because I imagine they weigh about the same. Anyway, go ahead and throw her, and you can actually use her to fight these shaboms, and you can actually use her to kill other enemies as well. I failed to do it, and it didn't even look like I touched that one, but okay. Now, there are new enemies in here, but I haven't come across them yet, so I'll show you once I do. Once you're done with that, go ahead and pick Ruto back up, and it is worth mentioning, too, that you do not want to leave her completely underwater. Even though she's a Zora and she breathes in water, she will, you know, she'll be moved to the previous room where we found her the first time, so you're gonna have to do that. Doesn't make sense, because she's a Zora, she can swim, doesn't make sense, but whatever, they really want to make you do extra work. So go ahead and try and kill these shaboms. I guess maybe if you really want to just get them out of the way as fast as you can, fine, just walk into them. That enemy right there, which I've just activated up, that is a stinger, of course, I guess. All I could think of. Go ahead and you can, there are a few ways of killing these things. You can shoot it with your slingshot, and actually you can use your sword, but using with a sword is kind of tough. I just know how to do it pretty well. You jump attack it and you have to stand at the right angle. The camera's going to be underwater, so it's going to sound all muffled and gurgly, which I think is pretty funny, but you know, you still can do it with your sword, just, you know, not very easily. But you can also do my favorite one here and use Princess Ruto and throw him on there. And it will pop out of the water, it'll die, but it won't actually make any noise. Not really sure why, I guess they couldn't quite figure that out, but anyway, go ahead and pull your slingshot out and shoot the Golden Skulltula. You've probably been hearing it for a while. Shoot the Golden Skulltula on the, well, I guess they're not vines, the climbable wall. I don't really know, I never took anatomy in high school, guys, sorry, I'm not very informed biologically on things. Anyway, go ahead and collect this Golden Skulltula token, and you can climb into this, I don't know, this ledge here. I'm kind of concerned for Lord Jabu Jabu's health, if I'm going to be honest. Now, you can actually try and jump and land on this ledge. I failed, though, so The actual proper way to get on this ledge is to just step on this switch and then, you know, swim there. I guess the proper way of doing it is you have to stand on the slope that's in the wall there a little bit, and then you jump out. I have done it before. It is possible. It's just kind of tricky. And actually, one more use for Rito, you can use her to activate switches, like the ones in the ceiling. So say, for example, you really want to conserve your Deku Seeds, even though we have 50 of them at this point, if you've been following along with me. But if you really want to conserve them, you can. As soon as you get in here, I'd actually recommend you shield drop and not just like put her down with the A button because, well, you kind of have to react fast. I just knew to put her down with the A button because I've played this game so many times and I've always known that Octorok is there. Once you're done with that, you want to wait for this platform with spikes on the bottom to fall. There really is no reason why there are spikes on the bottom. I guess it just, you know, needs to be ominous and creepy. Well, nor how this is just completely detached from the interior of his body. No idea what it is. Another thing I don't understand is why there's light in here. Like, it should be dark in here. I mean, where's the light source coming from? Whatever, it's a video game. I won't criticize it anymore or ask any more questions. Who cares? It's like that one episode of Magic School Bus where they go inside of a human body. Anyway, I never really watched that show. But anyway, enough of that. Go ahead and put her down. And this is a Bari. So it's a little bit larger than a Biri. And you can kill them. You can use Deku Nuts, as I've said. But do be careful, though. Because they spawn 3 Biri after, you know, you defeat them. And be very careful if you touch them. Of course, you will be electrocuted. Okay, in here, go ahead and put her down. And here's a new enemy. This is a Tail Pesarin. At least I think that's how you say it. I mean, I don't know. This game has a lot of weird names. So you can use Princess Rito to defeat them, which is pretty useful. I'd imagine that would be pretty painful for her, but who cares? She's a brat. She's snobby. She gets what's coming to her. Now this right here, which I'm guessing maybe his intestines, they do move even if you stand still. So you can, like, you see, look at that. You put her there. Anyway, I was trying to step on the switch and show that Navi is going to pop up and tell you that the switch, or you're not heavy enough to completely activate the switch on your own, so you need to carry Princess Rito and then stand on the switch, and then both your weight and hers combined will be sufficient to activate it. Once you're done with that, go ahead and open the, well, I guess it's a door, maybe valve, I don't know. Anyway, this room here is full of stingers, and although it makes the water sound, they're not really in water, they're just kind of in the floor. I don't know, there's like invisible water in the like hole of this room, but whatever. Of course your mission here is to kill them all. Now I decided to go the fun route and use Princess Rito, so watch this. Press the A button, and look at that. Again, they don't make any noise, which I think is kind of strange, but also just satisfying too, because, I mean, hey, they're probably stinging her bottom. That's not going to feel very good, but whatever. She's a snob. She's a brat. Like I said, let her get what's coming to her, you know? Discipline your kids, okay? Anyway, once you're done with that, go ahead and open the treasure chest, and you'll be excited for this one. The Boomerang. Now, any classic Legend of Zelda player is going to really like this item a lot. This is in so many different Zelda games, and this one, of course, well, as many as any others, is especially useful. I mean, most of the child items that Link gets, they're pretty much just toys, but they're like fun toys. They're useful toys. They're gadgets, right? So that's what you get with the Boomerang. And with the Boomerang, of course, you can use it to attack. You can use it to bring faraway objects close to you. And you can also use it to, well, that's pretty much it. You can use it to collect Golden Skulltulias tokens as well, which I will be doing. So go ahead and use it to kill the Tail Pesarins. However, you have to stand sort of at an interesting angle to get them. Like, as you can see, this one, I hit its tail and it was weak, but the other 2 times they were completely in the ground, or, I don't know, intestinal wall of Lord Jabu Jabu, and then I was able to kill them just fine. That's because you have to throw them exactly whenever they're about ready to pop out, and then they sort of retract back in. They're sort of vulnerable there. Anyway, this switch is blue, which means that you need to have something set on it, or someone in this case, in order for it to stay down. So, in this room, of course, is a parasite. In this, I don't know what this is. His spleen? Stomach? I don't know. He's like a cow. He has multiple stomachs. Anyway, go ahead and use the boomerang, but do be careful. Don't let it get too close to you. But the thing is, it is kind of short range, so you have to sort of stay close. So you get close, then you throw the boomerang while Z-targeting, and then you want to step away by either backflipping or maybe side jumping, whatever I guess works. Or you could just quickly un-Z-target and then walk backwards. Anyway, after it's defeated, you get the dungeon map in this chest. So we're a decent way into the episode now, only 10 minutes, and we've already got the dungeon map and the item. I say we're making excellent progress. So you come out here and you'll find out she's standing with her sassy, you know, teenage girl pose, I guess, and she's going to criticize you for being so inconsiderate and very ungentlemanly. So, I mean, what do you want? I'm like 12 years old. I don't know how old Link is. So, you come over here and Navi will notice that the red slimy thing is gone. Now, if you came here before you defeated that parasitic tentacle, then there would have been of course, a barrier here that is assumably made out of the same thing. Anyway, in this room, go ahead and just kill all these shabombs, and look at me doing that quick spin attack, killing like 3 at once or something. So, honestly, I mean, look, I took damage, but hey, I got the last 2 of them, so taking damage just does the trick sometimes, you know? That's all you need. Alright, here's some drops. Thankfully, I was able to get the heart before it disappeared. That's really all I cared about. Magic is full, pellets are full, I am fine. Anyway, in this chest, of course, I got the item and the dungeon map already, so it's only presumable that inside this chest is going to be the compass. So, you know, it was kind of a given. I mean, there's no boss key in these dungeons, at least not yet, none that we've seen so far. Anyway, that is all for now in this room, or actually, that is all period in this room, because we're never going back there. Go ahead and pick up Princess Ruto, and go ahead and throw her down on these Telpasar. Well, you don't have to do that, I just did that for fun. Also, it's worth noting that if you accidentally pull out a projectile weapon, but you don't want to use it, say your slingshot, maybe you're running low on pellets and you're trying to conserve them, it is worth mentioning that if you hold down the button, you know, like, you pull it out, but you're still holding down the button, but you don't want to cancel it, what you can do is you can hold down Z, walk forward, and then press the A button to roll, and then it will cancel his action with the slingshot or boomerang without using it, and it will get him out of first-person mode. So, that was a little helpful thing I just sort of learned on my own. Anyways, eventually make your way over to here, and then you can come into this organ, whatever it is. I don't know. I told you I never took biology. I dissected a frog and a pig heart, and that is my experience with biology. Anyway, ow. Okay, I got hit by that one, but that one's okay. Now, although it does not look like this on the Nintendo 64's graphics, this one is supposed to be blue. If you're playing on the 3DS version, it's a lot more obvious that it's blue. But then again, I guess if you're colorblind, it wouldn't really make sense. But anyways, this one is blue, so I know it looks kind of like brown or gray with pink on it, but I don't know. This is the 90s. I mean, this place looks shockingly realistic for the 90s. That's all I'm going to say. Once you're done with that, go ahead and open the door. Oh, I don't know. I'm just going to say open the door to this next room here, and then go ahead and kill these Beery, of course. This one has Beery, and not just the green parasitic tentacle. Oh, I mean, it's nice that this one's obviously green, but what's not nice is that someone has been, you know, infected, or whatever. This one is a lot more short range than the other ones, so do be careful. And, of course, I actually let the Beery hit me because I wasn't careful, and I thought it was a lot farther away. The thing is, I actually would recommend that you try and kill the Beery before trying to fight the actual parasitic tentacle itself. That would just be a whole lot much of a better idea. Okay, do be careful here too, because this thing can, of course, like I said, it's short range, it'll come out at you, and then once it's dead, I mean, you'll notice the last few ones we haven't been getting chests, but that's because, well, we got everything already. We have the item, the map, and the compass. And this is a rare instance where you get the item before either the map or the compass. I guess they really wanted you to benefit from this place. Okay, after that, you can just avoid the Telpasarans and then just, you know, continue forward. And I was just checking the rooms just to make sure I did all of them, because for some reason I feel like I forgot one. But I didn't. Oh, yeah, watch out for this. These will come at you by surprise. They will take you by surprise. So anyway, where we need to go to, as you can see in the basement, there is a room that goes off to the right, and so, or the left, sorry. So, it is, you know, we need to get over here. And once you come down over here, you'll notice there are 2 Golden Skulltulias, and actually, I never tried this before, but you can actually just jump attack that one. And I've always just used the boomerang, you know, wasting oh so precious seconds that weren't even, you know, necessary. I just try to always play this game quickly. But anyway, see this? You can use the boomerang even as a weapon. It takes 2 hits to kill a Golden Skulltula with the boomerang, so, you know, it's kind of annoying that you have to throw it 3 times, and even more if you miss, like me, because I'm not very good at using the boomerang, especially on a Nintendo 64 emulator where the control stick is way too sensitive sometimes and not sensitive enough other times. Alright, enough about my rant. Let's go ahead and continue forward. Pick up Princess Ruto, do not leave her here, and then bring her back. In this room here, however, here is the platform with the precious stone she's looking for, the spiritual stone of water. So let's go ahead and throw her up onto the platform. Surprise, it's a mini-boss, and yes, I did speed up the clip for me fighting this guy because it actually took me a pretty long time to fight. This is probably my least favorite mini-boss in... It comes close to being one of my least favorite mini-bosses in the Zelda franchise. This is Big Octo. Now, there are a couple ways to fight him. There's the easy way and there's the annoying way, which is, you know, what I'm doing. I'm doing the annoying way, but this is actually, you know, seen as the actual correct way of this game to fight him. So you want to follow him from behind, but it's kind of difficult too because Link is kind of slow, and of course there are these spikes here that spin across the center platform. Now you could, I guess, try and roll, but of course it's hard to stay away from the platform, and you know, I just end up hitting it and losing some health. So what you actually want to do is you want to try your very best to follow along. Link does not move that fast while Z-targeting and sidestepping, and it's very awkward to jump, so I do show off a much easier way, but sometimes it's annoying because it doesn't quite work all that well, but thankfully I was able to do it. And the boomerang is also very short-ranged in here for some reason. Like, the boomerang can go way farther than that. Alright, now to show off the easy way, you want to sort of face him and do it. Of course, I couldn't get him to do it for a while. So, you want to actually stand at a distance. I was actually standing too close. And then right as soon as you see him moving, you want to release the boomerang. And then hopefully that will stun him with his weak point facing you. And then you should be able to get your sword out and then jump attack him until you reach your victory. Alright, that certainly took a while, and thankfully I got some hearts to heal me because I definitely took some hits during there. But okay, we must finish this journey alone. That's right, we do not have Princess Ruto anymore for the remainder of this dungeon. That's not really, you know, much of a big deal, seeing as to how this video is probably going to last for like 5 or 6 more minutes, and then, you know, that's the end. So we're actually almost done. This dungeon is fairly short. It's not too long. It'll probably take you maybe half an hour to 45 minutes your first time playing. It's not necessarily hard either. I think it's pretty simple. I mean, it's just this guy's digestive system, I guess, or wherever else we can find, so very limited here. Now, do not do what I did. I was kind of foolish. Please go down there and take out that Octorok before stunning these, I don't know what these are supposed to be, but they jiggle around, and the bluer they are means the longer time they will be stunned with the boomerang. So, once you're done with that, come out here and then jump onto this, I don't know, platform? I don't know. Ugh. And it will lower, and then it will, you know, create a path that you're able to get to this room. Now, you may have noticed these boxes in the very beginning of this dungeon whenever I came here. You probably wonder, well, what are they for, and how did you know, Lord Jabu Jabu swallow boxes? Well, anyway, you take these, and there's a blue switch here, and since we don't have our dear old princess with us, so we're gonna have to use the boxes to actually hold the switch down. And it doesn't matter because we're not gonna go back there anymore. We're pretty much at the end of the dungeon. You can see on the map there's the skull that indicates for the boss room. So this is it, the final stretch here in a very easy room. There's just some Fury to fight and a Golden Skulltula here to get, and I'll show that off right here. Now, the Buri, thankfully they drop, you know, hearts if you need them, and I also believe they drop rupees too. You can see that one dropped magic, but I mean, that one also dropped nothing, so that's pretty useless, I guess. I didn't think I needed anything. And over here, if you're very bad at using your boomerang, as I am, I would just recommend maybe the slingshot to do it, but once you're done with that, go ahead and climb up the climbable matter that's inside of a fish, and make your way to the top here of this ledge that for some reason exists inside a fish. It's like I'm Jonah or something. Anyway, once you're done with that, go ahead and face this in opaque wall, half invisible, and then you have to Z-target this switch on the other side and use your boomerang to hit it. No more Princess Ruto fun anymore. Sorry. Now, I was trying to just jump off of this, but Link kept grabbing like the edge of it as if he was trying not to fall off. But I mean, I was just trying to jump off. Alright, it is time to defeat the boss, so go ahead and enter the door to face our next challenge. So, Barinade, as being our third boss in the game, he actually steps it up quite a bit in terms of difficulty. He's not an easy boss, but I wouldn't say he's a hard boss. Now, he's not hard in the simple fact that, well, he's a simple boss, so it's easy to find out how to defeat him. Of course, he has these 3 tentacles here that, I guess, attach to the ceiling. And then you want to Z-target one, and then quickly after you cut another with the boomerang, Z-target another one, or else your Z-targeting will just cancel out, and then your camera angle will be following you, and then you will be kind of lost. Then after that, you want to Z-target his main body unit, and either attack that or the jellyfish, because whenever you attack his main unit, then it'll actually take out some of his jellyfish, which is pretty nice. So I've already taken out the first one already. Now this second one is pretty tough. You want to take out these jellyfish, but he can spin them so close to his body that, you know, it'll just bounce right off and it'll come back to you. Thankfully, the boomerang always comes back to you no matter what. You know, it's not like a fake boomerang, which they're all fake. I mean, boomerangs don't even work in real life. I don't get how they do in this game. So actually, I managed to get that last one to knock me back. So do be careful. Do not always stand in one place at once, nor do you want to, you know, touch Barinade, because he will damage you. He electrocutes you, and, well, I don't know. Does this thing have a gender? I don't know. It will electrocute you, and he's very bad at missing, I will say. I mean, he's pretty accurate. He's pretty tough. The only reason why I'm avoiding it is because I've fought this guy so many times. So, well, I mean, look at that. I still get hit. I've never had a no damage run of this, and I've probably beaten this game probably over 25 times. And in those times, I've never had a no damage run of this guy. I'm convinced that I never will, but I don't really care. I'm just happy whenever he's dead, and I don't have to defeat him anymore. So, whenever he's in the ground and shooting electrical, you know, bolts at you, you can't really do anything except sidestep and shield to block it, and finally you take him out.